What's up, mercenaries? It's Osama, and welcome to the Syndicate. Today in the briefing room, I have a real exciting video for y'all today. Today we're going to be unboxing a nice high dollar, high premium, top tier optic today. So let's dive on in and get to it. Guess what we have? Vortex Razor. But which one? All right. Easy. Gen 3, 6 to 36 by 56 millimeter objective. Hopefully the camera can focus in on that. Let y'all can see it. Yep, that's it. The new Razor. Just make sure that y'all can get a close up. Make sure that the camera doesn't miss anything. Like the unconditional, unlimited lifetime warranty from Vortex. No questions asked besides here. Doesn't cover loss, theft, deliberate damage, or cosmetic damage. It doesn't affect the operation of the product or the scope. Already came busted in, so no virgin unboxing today, mercenaries. Sorry about that. Somebody beat me to it. But in other words, let's dive in. Besides broken seal, we have information right here. Product manual. Basic operating manual here for the scope. Tells you about the setting of the new zero stop turrets, the L-Tech Plus turrets that I'll get to and show you when I go deeper into the unboxing here. But a good piece of literature. Also another good piece of literature from Vortex about their new reticle, the EBR-7D reticle. Brand new reticle from Vortex. The quick overview of the reticle. All right. We're going to go through the explanation of the new EBR-7D reticle as noted here. So with this reticle, this fine dot here has changed. Hard to kind of see, but it's fine dot there in that crosshair. That has changed. I think that went from a 1.4 or 0.14 MOA dot to a 0.11 dot. And you see the illumination here with these stadia lines. See the stadia lines here? Those are illuminated. Now with the old EBR-7C, the sub-tension reticles here, zoom in on that, these sub-tensions, these were illuminated too in the first and second Razor, but on this new reticle, on the EBR-7D, those are not illuminated. Only difference. That's something that Vortex chose. I haven't really gotten to the night vision shooting like that, and when I do get the PVS-27, I don't think it's going to matter anyway. Also, nice cover here showing off the new Vortex Razor Gen 3. This is mounted on the Barrett MRAD, another fine rifle, a switch caliber rifle, and this is, I think, the Mark 22, which is the military's new designated marksman rifle, because it can swap out different caliber changes within 2-3 minutes in the field, which is amazing. All right. Now, inspection card, straight from Vortex. Vortex says, give yourself a hand. We did. We actually gave you 2 hands, so you can't beat that from Vortex. So, passed inspection. Let you know that this was all done in-house. Also, Vortex sticker. Don't know what I use it for, but hey, maybe go on a rifle case or something. Here, 3-inch sunshade with the matching color. It's like a burnt bronze or copper or anodized mix of both. 2 Uline branded silica gels, excuse me. Also, this little box here hides other accoutrements that came with the scope. So here, Vortex lens cloth. Got to keep the glass pristine and clean. Also, I don't know if this is trademarked, but I know with Night Force, for all my Night Force users, they brand this the PTL or power throw lever. Don't know what Vortex calls their level, but basically this helps you slide and go through the magnification range very easily. That'll be attached when I mount the rifle. Not one CR2032 battery, not one. Two batteries from the factory. Can't beat that. Also, we have here our scope tool, zero tool, multi-tool. So I think it's a 4mm hex in right here, I think. But don't quote me on that. And also, this is your indentation right here for your zero turn. So you use this to unlock the zero turn stop. And this is how you set the dial. And you don't also just get one of these keys from Vortex from the factory, but they give you two. So one will stay here in the glass along with the spare battery, and these will come with me with the rifle when I put it on. And also, I keep another spare one of these CR2032s in the case with me. Never know when you can need it. So let's get these goodies out the way. Now, the moment we all been waiting for. Vortex Razor Gen 3 6-36 power. This is one hell of a scope here. Hell of a scope. 34mm tube, help pull in more light, along with the 56mm objective lens here. Defender caps come from Vortex. I think all their scopes come with it. Except for my Diamondback 4-12 I have on the Ruger American 308. That one came with sunshade caps. But this is a nice piece of glass here. We'll start from the rear. On the rear of the eyepiece here, you have a fast focus eyepiece. Very swift, very easy to turn. Goes out maybe about 1.5 inches. Maybe inch diameter if I had to, well, not diameter, but inch distance if I had to guess, or close under an inch. Haven't really messed with it because it's not mounted, so wouldn't even worry about it now. Right here we have our magnification ring. Start from 6 all the way to 36. So we go to 10, then 15, 20, 25, 30, then 36. 36 power. Nothing you can't see to shoot or see the spot. Also, now let's get into the bread and butter. Here are the windage turret. As you can see here, the new L-Tech Plus zero stop on the windage and on the elevation. Very simple, as stated before. On the tool, slide the hex in here to unlock. Give it about 2 turns counterclockwise. Don't pull it out all the way. You do not want to all the way unscrew this. Probably be a pain or a bitch to get it back in. Also the same here on the windage. Hex in goes here. And once you get those unlocked, you put the little notch from the top of the key in here, and it turns this little dial. So this is the zero stop up here. You set this on this one, on the elevation. The notch here to line up is right here. So if you can see it here, and I'll put it to the screen, you have 0, 1. You don't see 2 on the counter, or 3 because it's blocked by the notch for the zero stop. Then it goes 4, 5, 6. Then it goes blank for 7 and 8 because of the notch on the stop. Then you have 9 and 0. Same thing on the windage. Same thing on the windage. Very simple. All right. Now we're going to go to the maximum turn. So this is I think the maximum windage for left and right windage, I think is 15 mils, 15 mil radian, so about a turn and a half. And these are 10 mil per turn of revolution. So about a turn and a half each side for left and right windage. Come up here to the elevation where things get real nice. You have 36.1 mils of travel on here. And the thing about this, check this out. Locking turrets are not on the elevation, but on the windage also. Check these out. I'm going to see if I can get close to the camera for y'all because I really want y'all to try to hear these clicks. These clicks are a dime a dozen. Just listen if you could pick it up. I think that the windage turret is louder than the elevation turret. A little bit more pronounced. Back on 0. Now, here goes the elevation. Not that bad, but I think that the windage is just a little bit louder. And these turrets aren't as loud as the Gen 2s, but they are pretty well made, if you ask me. Now, also, we're going to get into this important part right here. See if I can get that in. All right. This little hole here. See that hole? That's our elevation travel. So that lets us know what turn in the counter we are on the elevation. So watch this as I turn up. Getting ready to hit the teens and watch. This little hole pops out. See that? Hole pops out. As I keep going, watch this. Second notch comes out. So now I'm in the 20s. See that right there? 24. And now look. Another one. So now I'm in the 30s. And here we go at the top out. 36 mils of adjustment. 36.1. See that? 36.1 mils of adjustment. If you can still hear these turrets. Nice sounding turrets. Not tangent like, but very much competing. All right. Also here, we have our fast focus, side focus parallax here. Now, our parallax goes all the way down to 10 yards. For all my people that are shooting 22 LR, this would be a nice option for you if you don't mind the weight. One thing about these razors is they weigh a lot more than other scopes. But to go into the parallax, you have where 20, 40, 50, 60, 75, 100. Then we go to 150, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, and infinity. So plenty of forgiving parallax from what I've heard. The parallax is very forgiving with this glass. Also here, you pull this little notch out, illumination. 10 different illumination settings, but in between the settings is a click to be off. So we're off, 1, off, 2, off, 3. So different settings here. I'm gonna go back to off or 1, off, and you won't be able to see through the glass here, but this is clear glass. Very clear glass here. 56 millimeter objective brings in a lot of natural light. One thing about when you need to see far and see clear, you need as much light to pass through. This objective lens, 34 mil tube, brings in an extra little bit more light also. Man, let me tell you how I ended up choosing this scope. And also, while I'm getting to that, I guess I'll show what the sunshade looks like installed on here also. Which, whenever I do get it mounted on my rifle, I'm going to have my Tanabrex caps. So, Whenever I need to shoot anywhere, sunshade needed or not, it'll already be there waiting on me, ready to roll out. Nice scope here. Like I said, I kind of wish they offered this in a black, but maybe since they want to stand out with their traditional razor color, and I call this the actual razor color, that's what this is the color all the razors are. I would have preferred a black, but it'll go with my color scheme on my rifle, which will be black and like a sage green. All right, so to talk about how I landed this beauty right here. All right, story time. I finally decided on my precision rifle I wanted to have a top tier high dollar optic for my bolt gun. And I always wanted, because I was a fan of the Night Force ATAC-R 7-35 by 56 first focal plane. This is also a first focal plane scope also, which means that when you zoom in, the reticle stays true to power of that magnification. It helps give better sight picture of aim when looking through the reticle, because the reticle changes with the magnification, unlike a second focal plane scope where the crosshair or the reticle always stays the same no matter what magnification you are. Pros and cons of a first focal plane versus second focal plane are all dependent on your application. But back to the story. Always loved that Night Force. Had a chance to go to a store here called Georgia Firing Line. Great store. They sell nice piece of high-end kit, night vision suppressors. They even do custom bolt gun builds, barrel work, chamber and threading, and different things of that nature. Real nice store. They're about an hour or so away from me, so it's hard to go up there or at least justify it. So when I do go in that area, I like to visit. So I looked in the case and I seen they had the new razor. So I said, you know, hey, first one out here in the streets on the concrete jungles. I'm gonna check it out. So I asked if I could go outside and check out the glass, which is what you're supposed to do when buying an optic. Looking at an optic in the store is useless and serves no purpose. You don't get the full effect of the glass when you're looking inside, when you don't have true natural light and you have artificial light. So the best way to test the scope is to see if the store, if you have one around that sells high-end optics or just optics in general, to let you stand outside and view the optic in a nice part of the time of day between 11 and say about 3 o'clock, where it's like the highest peak of the sun is out and giving the brightness of the day. So stepped outside in the strip where the store is located at, from the plaza to stores and gas stations down the street, probably about half a mile or so distance, if not maybe a little bit more than that, about 800-900 yards. And let me tell you this scope here, crystal clear, you hear me? This is competing for best glass along with Z-Comp and Tangent Theta. Let me tell you, I had this baby zoomed in from 6 all the way to 36, and I didn't get a chance to play with the parallax and the eyepiece because it was hard for me to hold and focus. You know, I couldn't have a stable platform to where I could actually, you know, test the optic and put it through its paces. Chromatic aberration, not a problem in this scope. Clear all the way to the edges. I mean, Vortex hit it out the park with this one. I mean, comparing it next to that ATAC-R, and I will say this, the ATAC-R was only a 5-25 by 56. It wasn't the 7-35. But this was damn near, if I wouldn't say on par, probably above par, because this is a new optic for 2022, and the ATAC-R has been out since at least 2015, 2016. So we're saying about a 5 to 6, 7-year-old design, and with a new updated product here from Vortex, I'm telling you, competing for best glass. So I was looking at the ATAC-R, and I also had a Schmidt & Bender 5-25 PM2 with the PT4L or PTLF LR reticle. Don't really have it offhand, and S&B has a lot of different names for their reticles, and it's just hard for me to keep up with them. But let me tell you, I got this for a hell of a deal. These are on the streets. MSRP is about $3,700, maybe $3,800. They're selling for $3,000 before tax. I picked this up for under $2,400 shipped to my house. Won't tell you the secret where I got it from. I think I bought the last one. And hell of a steal for what I got it for. And let me tell you, looking at those other glass comparisons, I couldn't go wrong with any of them. Schmidt & Bender. I also had a Steiner T5XI, which was a little bit in the tier lower than what I'm looking at, even though the price tag is about $2,200, $2,300. That scope has some problems with tracking and has a chromatic aberration problem with some of the details in that scope with the image quality. Also looked at March High Master, but I figured I'd save that for the 50 cal. And I'm basically choosing between the High Master from March and the Schmidt & Bender High Power 5 to 45 by 56 objective from S&B, which is a hell of a fine glass with about over 40 something mils of elevation. I mean, multiple turns on the elevation turret. I mean, that will have to get me out to at least about 25 to 3,000 yards with a 50. And with that much elevation, I think it should have served the 50 caliber very well. But this scope here will be mounted up sometime in the coming days. Spur mount came in. That's how I roll. Spur mount. If you're buying a high dollar optic, high dollar rifle, you need high dollar mount with high dollar ammo. That's just how the game goes. So if you're interested in one of these razors, I would highly recommend you grab one. These are a great bang for the buck. And like I say, it's competing with high dollar glass, the Alpha Glass, Z-Comp, Tangent Theta, Schmidt & Bender, March. I could go on and on. But this is a good competitor if you're looking for affordable high dollar glass. Like I said, besides the turrets not being tactile as the Gen 2 razors, still a good buy. You know, if you're not a lot of hustle and bustle where you can still hear the turrets as they're not as pronounced as the Gen 2. But other than that, I don't have really much of a review because I haven't shot it yet. But y'all will be seeing it. I'll do a video of me zeroing the rifle. I'm waiting on a proof barrel to come in. It's being made as we speak. Lead times are around May. So hopefully around Mother's Day, barrel should be here. If I could find another barrel in 308, because I ordered a 6.5 Creedmoor, I'll definitely take this out and send it to its paces about 1,000 or 1,200 yards in the 308. And then when it's time to shoot the mile, when I get my proof barrel, we'll take this baby out to a mile or maybe about 1,900 yards if the conditions allow. All right, mercenaries. The General Osama here, saluting all the mercenaries out there in the world. Stay armed, stay safe, stay legal, stay dangerous, stay prepared. Osama out.